Hello world, it's the King J, back with a beginner guide with Fahkumram. I wanted to talk to you a bit about my brief experience with the character. I got him to God of Destruction, and yeah, I like this character. I think this character is cool. I think the character is difficult, and I know when I said this on Twitter, the Tekken Twitter mafia was going crazy, like, oh, how is he difficult? Now, there's a bunch of reasons why he's difficult. If you look at the rest of the roster and see what they're actually doing in terms of plush frames, what type of pokes they have, it's night and day compared to Fahkumram. Now, there's a bunch of moves I'm going to tell you about. I'm going to talk about his key moves. I'm going to talk about tornado attacks. I'm also going to talk about the low attacks, punishment, the Garuda force install that he has, and Rama. So first things first, I want to talk about like just this character in general. Like, I feel like there's a bunch of issues that he has. So like his down forward one being like 15 frames is a problem. A lot of characters have down forward ones where they're like 13 frame startup, 14 frame startup, and it's like 15 frames is a bit too late to be poking. And it's -3 as well. But yeah, he has follow-ups like down forward 1-4 or down forward 1-2. But as you can see, down forward 1-2 is -13. Not only that, his stuff like getting into like Garuda, we're going to talk about that as well later. But yeah, he just, in terms of like generally trying to fight close, I don't think this is what he's meant to do. He's meant to like really annoy you, keep you out. Obviously, his time to come in, he would start doing lows that are annoying, like down 4, 4, 4, 3. You know, if you want to come in, back forward 4, you've got back 3+4 as well for keep out if people are trying to get in. Very, very solid move. And then, yeah, there's a bunch of moves that he can do when he needs to get in. But he's not really great at close range, in my opinion, unless you're using lows or you're trying to mix up with like mids as well, stuff like that. But he's a good character. I just don't think he's like top 10 right now. But my opinion is my opinion, and it's subject to change. You know, we might see him in tournament and maybe more things will happen. But usually I can get a grasp of how good a character is, and usually when I say this character is good and maybe it goes against the grain, people are like, no, until they see it later on in tournament. They're like, oh yeah, no, this character is busted. So from what I can see, I don't think he's no top 10 character, but he's hella fun, and getting into his Rama stuff is really, really cool as well. So let's get into it. First things first, I wrote some notes down so you can understand what I'm talking about with this character. So key moves is the first thing. So first things first, 1-1 I think is a good move. With just the jab as well. His jab has good range. 1-1, it's cool, it's high mid, and it's safe. And it catches people if they're trying to like duck, you know, the jabs. You can just kind of go like this as well, right? And then outside of block, if I can get it to hit, it's +9, right? So I think that's a good risk to take. Like, if it hits, it's +9. If it doesn't hit, it's -9. You don't lose anything, right? And then you also have free, which is, I like to say, is a long range kind of like poke, you know, kind of keeps people at a certain distance. You could then mix it up with the mini game that he has. So he has free 1, which is his 13 frame punch. We'll go over punishment later on. But he's got free 1, and then he has free 1 down 4, which is not a natural combo. He has free 1-4, which is mid, high, mid. And then he has free 4, which is mid, mid. Usually at the high level, people like to duck free 1. So you would then have to kind of commit and do free 4. But as you can see here, it says -12. So that's why it's a mini game. It's like, okay, are they going to duck quickly? Just hit free 4. But if you feel like they're not going to duck, you do free 1. And then just mix up with free 1 down 4, free 1-4. Right, especially against the wall, it's pretty dangerous mix up, because if they duck, you know, you eat this, which is a wall splat. So yeah, and on counter hit, so let's say for example, if I did this, you get the counter attack throw. So yeah, it's a nice little mini game that you can play. All right, now let's get off a counter and let me go through the rest of the key moves. So we've got back forward 4, which is a long range stun kick, and it breaks armor. So if someone's trying to armor through it, or they're trying to do heat burst while you're doing this, they're gonna get hit out of it. So this move here, very, very good move in my opinion. It's not as busted as it was, or should I say very, very strong in Tekken 7, and it doesn't track both ways. It only tracks to the right. And in Tekken 8 Season 2.3.1, they've added some moves where there's a wind effect to the way that the move actually tracks. So back, forward, 4, as you can see, there's like this like white and black wind effect. So that means it tracks to the right. That means you would have to step to the left so the move doesn't hit you. So I think that's a nice quality of life of change. And then we have stuff like, you know, up forward 2, which is the power crush, high power crush. It is kind of slow, but again, on block, this is safe. It's 18 frames and it's only -7. I think it's pretty cool. So like maybe if you do this and you feel like they're gonna press, you can do that and still keep, I'd say, somewhat momentum. You lose your turn, but you don't get punished for losing your turn. So I think that's pretty cool. And then you have down forward 1. Like I said, down forward 1 it's got range, and from what I know, it tracks to both ways. You also have extensions from it. So you have down forward 1-4, which is safe on block. This is mid-high, and then you have down forward 1-2. You don't have any other extensions like how you did before, other than maybe like down forward 1-4-3, which is pretty cool. But I don't want to get into too much of the piano buttons just yet, because I have a guide where I'm talking about how to do piano buttons with this character. And what piano buttons are is where you have to press 2 buttons very fast, and that's how you get access to moves like this, right? So what I did there was press down forward 1 and press 4-3 very quickly, as you can see. And some of them equal to like very hard things that you can do with this character. When it, like, I say stuff like this where the blue spark, this stuff is pretty hard, but that was down for 3-4, but you have to do it between, I think the 3-4 has to be between 2 frames or something like that. Yeah, so it is pretty difficult, I'm not gonna lie, but I'll talk about that in another video. This is basically a beginner guide to get you started. So yeah, we spoke about down forward 1-2 with down forward 1-4. You have running 3 as well. This move is very linear, but this is to keep your flush frames, and chip damage is 9 plus 6. And if you feel like someone's gonna step, you could use back 3, which is homing. So that move is good. You got this move, which is long range, but it's -30, so be careful. So if someone's got like a shoulder barge like Feng, sometimes they'll be able to kind of get you, but it all depends on how you space this move. This move has mad range, but you have to be careful. So yeah, use it on caution. If this hits on counter hit, by the way, if we can get the counter hit on, I swear I'm used to like just being able to key charge and just do it. But yeah, if you get this on, sorry, I done opponent's counter hit. Did I do rage? Sorry, my bad. Done the wrong thing. Counter hit, if we can find it. Okay, player counter. Okay, if I do this, you get this, right? And then it affects his Garuda. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. So yes, I think that is it in terms of like key moves. Back 1 as well for whiff punishment. You have forward 4 for heavy plus frames. If I can get it, slam block. So like, you know, if it hits you, +8. If you block, it's +3. So I think it's cool. And it force crouches as well. Hit or on block, whichever one. And then I think down for 3 is low where you're -1, but if you guess the stand, you'll be +2. So down for 3-3, kind of like a little mix-up game. So that's mid, and then down for 3 by itself is a low. So all in all, those are the key moves. I would say personally the ones that I use. There's other piano stuff, but yeah, I don't really want to get into that. So we spoke about the mini game. In terms of like strong aerial spin, down back 4, you could use this move out in the open because -6. If it hits, you get a mini combo like that. If it hits against the wall splat. So I think this move is cool. And then tornado attacks that I use up forward 4, and this is a tornado by itself, right? And then you have if I did, let's say for example, let me do my combo. Not this one. Let me do There we go. So you can do 3, 1, 2 as well. In terms of lows, the lows you should use, it should be down 4, full crouch down 4, 2. While standing 4, you can mix up with like the full crouch stuff. So like say for example you're crouching in someone's face, you do while standing 4 or full crouch down 4, 2. And then 4, 4, 3. Very, very strong low. This is +4 on block. I mean +4 on hit, sorry. And the reason why I say this is good is because you can mix this up with, sorry, I even forgot a move. You can mix this up with 3 +4, which is now safe. In Tekken 7, it used to be -11, I think. It might even been higher. But this move here is -9 on block. But if you get this move to hit, it's knocked down. Not only that, if you get, let's say for example, let's get the counter hit going. So if you get this going, you then get a combo. Right? So it would be good to kind of mix up 4, 4, 3 with this and 4, 4 like that. Because you can't really tell the difference. Look, this is 21 frames, this one's 18 frames, but I'm dashing in and it looks like I'm gonna do something like the down 4, 4, 3, right? And then on top of it, like I said, down 4, 3 is another one that's a good low. On counter hit, makes it 28 frames, which I think is cool. And then I think without counter hit, it's -1. So if we go to, let's do counter hit again, because there's 2 other things I want to show you which you can get from counter hit. So if you do this and it counter hits, you get up 4, 3 as a mini combo. And then also as well, if you do down 1, which I think is a good move, but I don't really use it much. But if you do down 1, it gets hit at a counter hit, you get up forward while standing 1, 2, and that's heat engager. So these are pretty cool. Cool. So I'm glad we got that out of the way. Now we're going to move over to punishment. All right, for his punishment, I'd say Fahkumram, you could use 1, 2, again, +5. It's okay, but you would want to use 1, 4. 1, 4 is +8. I don't think that's okay, but it then allows you to start all your offense. +8 is pretty high. That means if you start doing stuff, they won't really be able to step. So yeah, 1, 4 would be the go-to. On top of that, 12 frames, 2, 1, right? You can use 4, 4, but you're -4. There's no reason to use this, in my opinion, over 2, 1. And then you also have 4, 3. Again, you're +6, but there's no reason to use that over a knockdown. So the winner will be 2, 1, in my opinion. And again, obviously, at the wall, allows you to wall squat, right? So yeah, I would use that one. 13 frames is 3, 1. Yeah, +7, it's okay. You can then mix it up, do 3, 1, don't do anything, and then do down 4. 3, 1, don't do anything, do down forward 1, right? It's entirely up to you how you want to use it on. But those are, I'm just giving you some ideas of what you can use with the character. And then on top of that, you have 14 frames, which is back 1. So this is knockdown. With back 1, you then get accompanied with 4 forward 1 +2. Or 4 forward 2 1. It's entirely up to you which one you want to use. With 40 frames, you also get up forward 3, which is a heat engager. If you want to go into heat, yeah, I would use up forward 3. To be fair, because then you could get into heat and you can start all your Rama stuff. And then obviously you have back 2, 1, which is 42 damage. So that's 23. 37. And then back 2, 1, which is pretty strong in my opinion. So it's entirely up to you. That's your choice on which one you want to use. And then you have down forward 2, 3. So this is where you can get your combo. Or you can use down forward 1, 4 if you want a heat engager. It's entirely up to you. So just work on what you think is necessary. Do you want the damage or do you want the heat engager so you can mix up with the Rama stuff? So yeah. Okay, while standing punishment, you have while standing 4, which is 11 frames. 13 frames, you have while standing 1, 2, which is a heat engager and does pretty much good damage. You also have while standing 2, 4 at 14 frames, which I think is good. And then you also have, at the wall, sorry, you have wall splats. So you could do your nice combo. So like say for example this there. Boom, boom. Yeah, so you could do whatever combo you want. And then you also have while standing free. So this is 15 frames. The heat engages that I use is forward 1+2. This move covers distance in terms of going straight. It is linear, so you can side step to the left or the right. But this is a good move if you feel like people are gonna try and duck or stuff like that, or they're trying to expect you to do back forward 4. If you think you're gonna do this, just literally do that and trick them. You got back 3, which is homing. So that means it's if you try to side step or side walk to left or right, this will hit you. This is not punishable on block, but you can duck this, right? So it's entirely up to you. You've got while standing 1-2, which I like. Sometimes I like to just make people duck by doing this and then just letting it rip by pressing while standing 1-2. So that's cool. Oh, again, that's a 13 frame while standing punish, and you get into heat. You'll also have down forward 1-4. So this will be your 30 frame punish if someone does a hop kick or anything like that. And then you go into your Garuda force. So seeing as we're talking about Garuda force, now what is Garuda force? Now this is where, as you can see the icon, it's got this design there right underneath Fahkumram's life bar. This allows you to have access to other moves. So this is what is often called an install. You get access to Garuda, you then get installed with new moves, right? First things first, you have a few moves that will help you get into Rama. So the moves that will help you get into Rama is 4-4-1+2. As you can see, it gets lightning, and then down forward 1-2. Sorry. So 13, another 13. So this is like 13 frame again. And then you also have forward 3+4. So this is from your power crush. Now with this power crush, I want to talk about this because this is -14 on block, but you should use this only if you're gonna call out someone doing a move, or you feel like someone's going into a stance and they're gonna press a button from a move, and you can like do this move. It is a bit slow and it is -14, so just be careful. I do like using it to call out certain things, but again, it is -14, and at high level, if someone does that, you might get punished pretty hard. And then you have back 4-3-2. So this is in a combo. So imagine now if you get a combo. I don't know if this will work. Yeah, sometimes with like, depending on the hit, like it sometimes drops. So let's do this. And that's how you'll get your install. So let me just go over to the wall. And as you see, it lights up. So these are the ways how I get Garuda force. Now, so with Garuda force, the new moves that you do get, I could just go into, and this is another way, by the way, if you're in heat, Garuda force is there for the whole time, as long as you've got heat. So the moves that he does get is down forward 3+4-3, right? And then he also gets forward 2-1-2. And this move on block is, it's sick. Right? +2 on block. This can be side walk to the left and punish though, so be careful. And then obviously down forward 3+4-3 can be interrupted on the third hit. So parries, all of that stuff. It can be parried and stuff like that on the third hit. So just be careful. Sometimes just do that. It's -10. Even if you have access to Garuda, people then try to parry, so you could bait them out. And that's how you can use this mini game. So this is more on the advanced side of things. Even though I'm trying to keep it beginner, but yeah. On the advanced side of things, you can just do it. You can just do it like that, or sometimes just let it rip and you're -9. Yeah. So I think that is everything in terms of how to gain Garuda. Now we're going to talk about how to access Rama. So Rama, you can access by either doing down forward 3+4-3. So it's the same stuff I was showing you before. So we're going to get out of that. So Rama is with those stance where he walks at you and then you have to do like a guess. So stuff like that, right? That you have to guess. You also have access by doing 3 piano 4-3. So again, 3-4-3, but you have to hold and they have to block. So you don't access it unless they block in. So this is where whereas they removed his guard break in Tekken 7 at the wall, because in Tekken 7 he used to be able to guard break at the wall. If you're near the wall, he'll do this move, and then if you're blocking, you'll get wall splat and then you do a combo. They've changed it so that when you're at the wall or anywhere on the stage, if you block this, you then go into Rama. So I'm just gonna show you. See? And then you have 4 piano 4-3. So that is, but you have to hold the last hit. And those are the 3 that I would kind of like suggest that you to do, like 3-4-3. And then piano, like I'll show you by the control pad as well. But like I said, I will have a guide to show you. See? So that's how it works. Now, what do you get with Rama stance? All right, so let's show you. So you get a fast mid that can't be interrupted and it's +1. You also get 2, which is unblockable. But this can be interrupted and it can be sidewalked, sidestepped, or you can even do a rage art in between, right? And then you have 3-4, which can be rage art or be parried in between. It's not as fast as people thought it was at the start, including myself. I had a rude awakening when someone parried it. I was like, how are they parrying? But it is 21 frames. So yeah, you have to be careful. And then you have a knockdown low, which is 4. And then you also have a throw, which is 1+3 or 2+4. Sorry, I did press throw, but I think let's go. There we go. And this throw breaks the floor and it's homing throw. Most command throws are usually not not tracking or not homing, but this throw is homing. So that means you try to sidestep, sidewalk, it's gonna get you. So yeah, those are the things. The throw is quite slow as well. And the 4, which is the knockdown low, is quite slow. So yeah, these ones that are slow, they can be, you know, either you could do rage art. I don't know about heat burst, because if you heat burst, you might get the counter hit properties because it might happen at the same time. But what I do know is the fastest one that beats everything is 1, where they have to respect it. But everything else, it can be disrespected in some type of way. The throw is a high, so you can duck as well. So yeah, just be careful. So now we spoke about that. We're now going to talk about parries. And I think we should be good to go. Okay, so parries. He has 1 down for 1. Okay, cool. So, seeing as we're doing this, I just want to show you, he has back 1+3, which is the kick one, right? So I done the wrong one. And you have to do it at the right time. So that was back 2+4. And this one activates Garuda and gives 3+ frames. So you're +7. Doesn't do no damage to anyone. It just gives you Garuda. So if I never had Garuda then, look, let me show you. And I'll have Garuda. And it does some type of recovery of health as well. So I just see that his finger's gone green. I've never even noticed it myself personally, but yeah. There we go. And then obviously with his kick one, you get a kick parry, which you can do. It attacks all kicks, by the way. So even if it's a mid or a high or a low, look. There we go. Doesn't matter. Which I find interesting. So it's pretty sick. So then also as well, the Garuda is the 1+2. which is for any mids or high. So there we go. Obviously, I don't think it counts as heat smashes or anything like that, but any normal attacks that's mid or high. That again. You know what I'm gonna try to do? I'm gonna try to do elbow. So I'm gonna do this, right? There we go. And if you get this parry, that means what he does is he goes into Rama and you can choose a mix-up, which I think is pretty sick. And it does take damage, as you can see. And it doesn't recover all damage. Look. And then that's where you go for your mix. So all in all, I spoke about Fahkumram in the most easiest way that I feel like is possible. The character is difficult. And again, like there are other things as well. I know people be like, okay, so what about doing, you know, his blue spark stuff. His blue spark stuff is pretty hard. So I would teach that in another video, because again, for a beginner, I feel like maybe this is not the video for you to kind of like be able to know. Because even like this one, I can't even get it right now, but there's another one that he has from 344 that I need to probably practice even myself. That's what I'm saying. The stuff is pretty difficult with him. But yeah, overall game plan, quickly, just to kind of wrap it up. Keep at a good range. Down forward 1 when you need to. Down forward 1-4. Down forward 1-4. You can do down forward 1-4-4, which gives you +3. 1-4 as well. 1-1. It's only -9 if they're trying to duck. You also have down 4, 4-4-3. Also as well, if you got a call out, you can then throw out 4-4-1 +2, but be careful, it's -14. If you want to keep at range, back 3 +4. If you want to come in with something, 4-4-3. That is a very good offensive move. Running 3 is also another good offensive move. Back forward 4 is another good offensive move. Up forward 1 +6 is pretty good, but again, it's pretty slow as well. In terms of power crushes, use up forward 2, or up back 2. Or up forward 2, so entirely whichever one you want to use. If you want to try and, if you feel like they're respecting you too much, you can start using forward 4 and then start mixing them up a bit. So you could do that. And then 3, obviously the mini game, like I said, 3-1-4. So that would be mid, high, mid. 3-1 down 4 is mid, high, low. 3-1-2 is mid, high, high as well. And again, like I said, strong aerial spins, down back 4, or you could use 3-4-4. So, but you just got to press 4-4 quick, right? And yeah, obviously with punishing back 1 +2, I mean back 1, sorry. And also, sorry, I didn't even get to talk about his throws much because I'm not really, don't know. I feel like up for 1 +2, being wall splat, I feel like they might nerf it, but in the current state of the game, you can get wall splat. So you can get a little combo. So what I did there is up forward 1 +2. And then for the tornado, I done down forward 4-3. And then 1-2-1-4. That's his, I would say, his wall combo ender in my opinion. So it don't even matter if what you do. Like even if you do like, I don't know, the throw. So sometimes you can do jab 3-1-4. It all depends. So I'm gonna try and do the combo again. So you could do that. And what that does is it makes them tumble over. I don't really like to use that one because it doesn't do the most damage, and I like the flip over Oki, but it's doable. You can do jab 3-1-4. But yeah, that is the beginner part of. Did I speak about the wild standing punishment? I don't think I did. I think, oh yeah, I'll do that in another bit. All right, last but not least, what was the combo that I usually go to? I would say usually my filler is back 1, down 3, 4 piano 3. Now the way how to do this, so again, like I said, I didn't want to go into piano buttons, but here's a shortcut on how I do my combo. So I'm gonna do this, and this is the hard part. So what I did there is I do down back 3 plus 4, 3 plus 4, 3 plus 4. So, but I use my shoulder button. So I'm gonna show you how I do it. So usually I do this. So I press 3 plus 4. Like I mash it until when I get the knee. Yeah, so that's the easy way to get the combo. Smash it until you get the knee. That's the shortcut. But if you want to do it the right way, it's piano. You have to piano it. It says 3, piano 4, 3, 4. Or you get this. And that's how people get it messed up. But the shortcut is down back. So down back 3, mash 3 plus 4 until you get the knee. And then up 4, 4. And that's how it works. So I'm going to show you the combo. It will look like this. Right? But on a bigger stage, let's say, for example, we go on a big stage. Let's go to the beach stage. I'll show you what the combo looks like.
Ready for the next battle.
So yeah, that would be the combo. But yeah, all in all, Fahkumram is not trash. Like, he's not trash, he's not bottom tier, he's not low tier. I just don't think he's top tier, or I think he might be mid or just a bit high mid. I think for him to be top tier and stuff, his Rama stuff needs to be actually a full 50-50. And what I mean by that is if he gets into Rama, he shouldn't be able to like, you shouldn't be able to block or I would say heat burst or do stuff, rage art in between a lot of these mix-ups. That's the issue that he has. Like, you're able to heat burst or do stuff in between that. And I think, yeah, that's what makes it not so scary. Like, you're then forced to use like 1. Which, again, does a bit of chip damage, but yeah, it's just not that great. So yeah, all in all, I think he's a very fun character. I enjoyed him. I'll probably play more of this character. They've done a really good job, in my opinion, of being able to bring out a character that actually feels balanced and toned. He doesn't have anything that's like insanely robberies or anything like that. And plus, he has things that you have to work hard for. And it's something that Tekken 8 has been missing throughout the start to now, where there's, you know, a good character expression, hard things to do in the game. It feels like everything was dumbed down and made very easy. So yeah, I'm happy with this character. I think this character's good. There probably will be some buffs at some point for the character. Hopefully it's not in the wrong places. Again, like I said, the Rama stance, it's not as strong as I think it should be. But again, he has some flaws, which characters should have. And you have to work on them. You have to work around those flaws, like downfall 1 being 15 frames. I think it's sick. Like, shout out to them to doing stuff like this. But other than that, it's been your boy King J. Remember to subscribe if you like content like this. Hopefully this gets you started on playing Fahkumram, and I hope you'll enjoy. Take it easy, everyone. Peace.
Simmer down. Simmer now. Couple kicks to your boat. I'm a winner now. Like Eddie with the feet. I'm a killer now. Simmer down. Simmer now.